Hey everyone, this podcast is part of Story Mode, the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. You can support us and gain access to other great exclusive podcasts at patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Hello, traveler, and welcome to Choose Your Own Misadventure, starring Katie Willert, Tom Reimann, Christian Ramirez, Katie Goldin, David Bell, and Jane Adams. Today's game is Legacy of Dragonhold. Let us begin.
All right, so where did we leave off?
Well, my items that I have is neck cheese, 20 gold, and frothing mug of cider.
Mm-hmm. You do have a frothing mug.
I don't have a wooden trinket anymore.
Yeah, that's right, we gave it away.
We gave it to the whole people.
We also have 100 gold just as a group.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
In addition to the 20 gold that we all should have.
Nice.
We have this stupid doll.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember?
Oh, yeah.
We gave that love letter to that lady.
We have to probably bribe, Miriam's niece.
Somebody, we have to give it to someone who is in need of luck and love, which...
Garfield can't love.
No, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The Great Eating or whatever it was.
Right.
The thickening.
The thickening, that's right. Okay, so I'll reread the last thing that we did. You return to your room and turn in for the night, collapsing into sleep almost immediately. Your dreams are strange and unsettled, full of lurking threats and the shadow of wings falling across the land, cast by a roaring fire.
Like
just
all of
so
us, the
many
same
dancing
dream?
apples.
Yeah, we're all having this dream. It's like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3.
Oh no.
Okay.
The Dream Warriors.
Oh boy.
You wake in the middle of the night, cross to your window, and look out across the sleeping village by moonlight. Eventually, you sleep again and dream of an endless forest and a plaintive voice calling for you. We each recover half of our maximum stamina, which I believe we did.
Yeah, we already
Refresh
did
our
that.
activation token. Chapter 3 ends here. We're ready to begin the next chapter.
Oh, yeah.
34, 32. Yeah. Next fucking day. Wander around. Let's never ever go back to Miriam's Tavern.
She's gonna
We're gonna have to go back.
I feel like she's gonna be in our lives for forever.
Yeah, we're in this for the long haul.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We either have to.
She's our golem. Like, she's gonna follow us.
Hopefully she betrays us and we get to kill her.
Yeah, that would be great.
I do want to see her drown in lava, even though that's physically impossible. You can't die.
You just burn on top of
Right,
the
you
lava.
can't
Right.
sink into lava. I would hope she does.
Untrue,
She's
because
dense.
I saw it happen to John Carroll Lynch in the film Volcano.
They stop the lava coming down like La Cienega with a bunch of concrete stanchions. That never made any sense to me. If we slow it down, it'll cool.
The same thing we use to keep teenagers away from One Direction. We'll stop this lava flow. Okay. You wake the next morning a bit later than usual, greeted again by the smell of freshly baked bread and seasoned meats.
Fuck, here comes.
I hope she's going to try to feed us milk again. As you dress yourself, you can hear Miriam's goddamn fucking voice above the other patrons coming from the common room. Her stupid voice.
Of course you hear it. Above everybody else's.
Yeah, it cuts through everything. You hear it in your mind before your ears actually register it. You step out of your room and head down to breakfast. Miriam, Braxton, and Sapphire are sitting together as usual, and the younger gnome waves you over. You greet them and take your seat, serving yourself a plate of delicious-looking food. Braxton has apparently asked Sapphire about the great oak and eventide forest. Which one was that?
That was the one he climbed.
Oh, the one he climbed,
Yeah.
okay.
And got
That's where the
stole the trinket.
Stole the fucking
Stole
thing
someone's
from?
heirloom.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you got lucky
that
though.
We thought it was going to be cursed. It was kind of was
It
because
kinda
it was
was
like
cursed.
old people fucking.
Yeah.
It was cursed by elderly sex myths.
Yeah.
The sound of dryness just.
Just dust.
Of paper.
Flapping together. Yeah.
And with every thrust, just a poof of dust in the opposite
Oh
direction.
no.
Yay!
Oh, you must be talking about the Tree of Tales, answers Sapphire. That old oak has been there for centuries, according to the stories. The people of Dragonhold say that a benevolent spirit lives in the tree. Not true. Orc fucking robbed that shit. There was nobody there.
Maybe Orc was briefly the benevolent spirit.
It's true.
And now it's gone.
We did bring the rhino
That's
back, whatever
true.
it was.
It
Was
was
it
a
armadillo?
badger.
No, badger.
It was a badger.
Maybe it's the spirit of old people fucking.
That's the great oak.
It requires some spirit, for sure.
Right. You have to. It has to animate the old people to like actually have to do it because they die, and then it has to keep them going. And then,
Smushing
like,
them together.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
smash them together.
Just sounds like two sandals. Yep.
Yep. Oh, just the benevolent spirit of old people crushing. Sapphire stops to take a drink of her tea before continuing. Oh, so it's not milk today, it's tea.
Good.
There's a custom in Dragonholt to tell your tales to the spirit, whether spoken or written. They say you will be blessed with good fortune if the spirit is moved by your story. Obviously, the spirit didn't give one grain of shit about that guy's love letter because they went for decades.
Yep. It's true.
He's like, no, I'm going to wait until you're on the brink of death.
Yeah. And then I'll swoop in.
Is there an option in here to like crush their dreams and tell them that we know that it doesn't work?
If it does, I won't even list
no
the other
hesitation.
options to you
Okay.
guys. I'll just read that
That's
one.
fine. Questions.
Yeah, destroy hope. Got it. Some of the villagers have taken to leaving gifts for the spirit of well in hopes of gaining its admiration, I suppose. Fascinating, says Braxton. So I don't know why I picked that voice.
All right.
Marion
It's the
frantically...
voice now, forever.
Miriam frantically scribbles something on a piece of parchment and pockets it. When Braxton looks at her curiously, Miriam says, "Just making a note to myself." Braxton raises an eyebrow, and an almost imperceptible grin crosses Sapphire's lips.
The fuck?
She's gonna go leave a story for the tree. I say let her go. Let her go.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
She wants to climb that tree.
Let her fall on. Break
Let
her
her
neck.
fall. Break her fucking neck.
Can we just like edit the story to end with like, and then Marion breaks her fucking neck?
we can totally Poochie Miriam at the end of the story.
On the way back to
On the way back to her home planet.
she dies.
Okay, so here are our options.
Whoa.
I'll read them, but
Ooh.
Oh, so much noise.
ask Miriam and Braxton about their plans for the day. Fuck that. Ask Sapphire about the wooden trinket you found. But we can't do that because it requires wooden trinket. Ask if there are any special events coming up. Finish your breakfast and prepare for the day.
Yeah,
ahead.
let's do that. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I mean, I'm fine with getting the fuck out
Yeah,
of
like
here.
if we ask about events, it's probably just gonna be like, there's the day of festivities.
It's apple picking day. It's like, no, we already spent
already did
hours
that.
picking apples.
Oh, let's go back.
We could go back and pick apples. We gained, like,
Goddamn
experience
apples.
picking
Yeah.
Weird,
apples.
like
We gained, like, physical training. For
weird, like erotic apple pickers that are just
Yeah.
like their skin is like apples, and then they juice the apples, and it's like what? I lost the metaphor.
I don't know, but they buried their dead, so it's like...
Oh,
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
a part of the apple. We gained character apple.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're eating like
Like a summer job.
We learned a lot.
we're eating cremain apples.
All right, so let's finish our breakfast and prepare for the day ahead.
Let's eat some meats and
Eat some meats and some
drink
milk.
some teas.
I
I can't stop eating this, Katie.
so much milk.
That's so good.
Yeah, I know. I'm
I'm-
glad it's over there.
Katie
Yeah.
made Muddy Buddies.
I made Muddy Buddies, and my boyfriend didn't remember what the name was. He's like, so you make those dirty Sanchez's?
Not even. Wow. Not even close.
And then the best part was, I laughed, and he was like, what does dirty Sanchez mean?
I'll tell you when you're older.
A cursory Google would
Yeah.
help you out on that
See,
one.
when a man and a woman love each other very much,
You'd take a regular Sanchez, and you'd get it a little dirty.
you roll it around in the dirt like a little rascal. Rascally Sanchez.
Oh,
Yeah,
good
it's
lord.
a Sanchez with a patina.
Okay, Miriam changes the subject, asking Braxton what she would like for lunch today while we're fucking eating breakfast. All right.
God, man.
She's a monster.
She is. She's just the worst. While you're finishing your breakfast, you overhear that Braxton will be helping Miriam with renovations to the apothecary shop today. Probably.
Fucking.
Glad we didn't ask, because they'd have been like, you want to help us build my apothecary? No, I don't.
Want to see the story I wrote for the tree?
Oh, the Costner's probably scribbling something down to put in the tree. Make me have hair.
Make me 35
Make me
again.
35 again. Bodyguard Costner. You thank Sapphire for breakfast and return to your room to retrieve what you'll need for the day ahead. If story point V6 is marked, this encounter is complete. Oh, okay. I guess we just, like, go... Oh, that's right, we have to pick, like, a place
The
to go
map,
to the
right.
village, yeah.
Map and we go around and take turns.
So we're still wandering the town?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to the guardhouse?
Yes.
The guard station?
All right. The guard station is used as a meeting place for the village guard and has a place to store the few implements of war the village has. An attached annex, accessible only from outside, serves as a jail cell. Though it is rarely used, behind the building is a training area with several training dummies. All right.
Good, so our guards are a bunch of stupid assholes. Got it.
Yes.
They rarely train.
So if we want to take over some sort of fortress,
Yeah.
we'll probably do pretty good.
If we want to stage a coup, you guys, the 6 of us could live like fat rats in Dragonhold.
This sounding better all the time.
We just
I
stop
kinda-
looking for this murderer.
I kind of do hate, like, every person we've come across.
With the exception of Braxton.
Braxton's
Yeah,
alright.
Braxton's okay, but her main weakness is that she's like, she likes Miriam, and it's like, girl, like,
Yeah.
stop it.
And do we
You can
know
do
anything
better.
about
You can do
Braxton?
better.
Is it,
Yeah.
Do we like Braxton just because Braxton has been the quietest of everybody?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
she's
it's
the
not
least
just-
offensive.
It's
And
just
it's-
reasonable.
And she's
too.
competent.
Yeah,
And
she's
she
competent.
talks normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't do insane things like start juggling a potion and being
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Trilly! Or whatever she fucking says.
Like,
have
cutting
a fucking
capers and
tumbling
going like,
routine.
tra-la-la, tra-la-la.
Capering
And
around.
spinning with a cape. There's always
Yeah.
she's a spin with a cape.
Oh, God.
And
Shame.
then, like, and then committing war crimes. Throwing
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
acid
straight
in
up threw
people's
acid at a
face.
guy.
And then caltrips.
Like, I get this is the dragon times where we kill people and stuff, but you don't have to, like, acid attack a person.
Just maim them.
You don't, yeah, you just, like, murder them. That's fine. That's how normal people do it.
Yeah, just stab him in the face.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a regular criminal. Don't be a war criminal.
All right. A dull thwack sounds as you circle around to the rear of the guardhouse.
A dull
Keep your
thwack?
shield up. Yeah. Maybe.
Nice.
Keep your shield up, calls a gruff voice. My shield is fine, drawls another. 2 guards, both human, are sparring with wooden swords and shields. One, a woman with a bored expression. The other, well, that's her voice now. The other, a lantern-jawed man whose face is red with frustration. An orc man, his head spotted with wispy gray hair, sits and watches them, shaking his head.
A balding orc is just very sad to me.
Your shield is fine. Your shield is fine against Deacon here, but against a real opponent, you'd be dead, Tayeya? Tayeya?
Yeah,
Deacon-
normal
Like
name.
paella, but with a T?
Yes.
Okay.
Got it.
Deacon, the human man, puffs out his chest and lowers his sword. It's not becoming to strike a lady, that's all. Tayeya rolls her eyes. An easy thing to say after you've spent all morning trying to strike me and failing. She throws her sword and shield down. This is pointless. I'm already a better fighter than both of you put together. I'll be back when there's some actual work that needs doing. She stalks past you, barely sparing you a glance, and is soon gone.
I like her.
Yeah. The
Let's
orc
meet
man...
these
Yeah.
It's abandoned fucking Miriam. We
Yeah.
can never go back there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Let's be girls.
The orc man stands stiffly as he notices you. Ah, he says, we don't get many visitors here. I'm Tweagle. That was
You're
Alright.
fucking what?
We go.
Tweagle. It's a family name. That was Tayeya. This is Deacon. He nods over his shoulder to the human behind him, who flourishes his sword in an over-elaborate bow.
Everybody here is an asshole.
Yeah. We represent her ladyship's guard here in Dragonhold, such as it is.
Maybe that's why the princess is dead.
Yeah, it's probably why the princess is dead.
Probably. Tweagle stomps over to you and peers at you with watery yellow eyes.
What is wrong with him?
Tweagle, get your shit together, dude.
Hydrate. Why are your eyes yellow?
Eat some oranges, maybe?
Yeah.
You're new. Just came in with Sapphire's niece, eh? Through Eventide Forest, no less. How'd you find the journey? You explain about your run-in with the bandits and how you and Braxton and Miriam fought them off. I immediately start weeping and confessing to him that I murdered several bandits. With
You smushed him.
I killed them. I just wanted to get away.
They're dead! I pat you like reassurance. It's okay, Orc. It was either them or my hair.
Okay. Well, good job. That bandit's a... Okay. He turns down and studies Deacon, who appears to be trying to different gratuitously masculine poses with his sword, peering at his reflection in a muddy puddle in the practice yard.
Are they all just dick sword?
Right, like
Gratuitously masculine, so she's like, look, if I put it here, it looks like it's like my dick is a sword.
nice one.
He just keeps doing that.
Alright. That's not good news. Okay, what's not good news? That we came here? Mark 1 progress in heroism, and time passes.
Sweet.
Okay, is there another decision to make, or?
Yeah, it's just request to use the training ground or leave the guard station.
Well, it's up to you, man. You're the one with the decision token to make. What do you guys think?
Do we want to get swole?
More swole. I mean, more.
Do we need to get swole?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess we'll gain experience through that.
Yeah,
this
we'll
feels like
probably get swole.
We'll probably lose some stamina.
Maybe.
Yeah. This feels like that area of the video game where you can figure out how to use your weapons.
Right.
That's
I mean,
just two guys fighting.
If we have to trade some stamina to get super yoked,
I'm down.
I'm down with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, I'm totally gnome, so I'm already yoked, but I know that
Totally no.
I'm like old guy yoked. I'm like
Old guy
Robert Mitchum yoked, like
Where it's
barrel
confusing.
chested.
You're like,
Yeah.
what are you? Like an old timey boxer.
Yeah.
I want to it's not so much I need to get any more yoked because that's impossible, but I just want to be extremely fast and silent. So it's just imagine a super, super muscular cat man just silently and extremely swiftly running towards you.
Yeah. The silent part is really terrifying.
Yeah.
It's like the scene in Get Out, only it's a swole cat man.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
creeping out
flying
of the dark.
across the dark yard. Too.
Feet barely touching the ground.
Almost gliding across the yard.
The last thing you hear is, I hate Mondays.
And now you do too.
Alright, let's use the training yard then.
Alright.
Flip my thing over.
your thing.
Oh, thank you. You receive a practice weapon from the rack, or retrieve a practice weapon from the rack, and square up against one of the blocky training dummies. The dummy doesn't put up much of a fight, of course, but swinging...
Fuck that dummy up.
But swinging the heavy training weapon around is quite the workout, and the muscles in your arms and back burn as you grunt and thwack away for a few hours.
Whack.
It's like grunt and thwack.
Normal Tuesday.
Yep. You each lose 2 stamina. Mark 1 progress in combat training or 1 progress in physical training. Time passes. This encounter is complete.
Okay.
All right.
So time passes again.
We
We
grunted.
lost 2 stamina.
Yeah.
We grunted and thwacked.
Garfield approached a dummy and just ripped its head off.
Not
It was training complete.
and not like
Took some of the stuffing out and just
Rolled around.
not like skillfully either. Like it was like a wrenching. Like it took several seconds to get that head off.
Yeah, it would not be an immediate death. You would
He's just shaking a
Right.
little bit.
I'm having trouble with the map, guys.
It's fine. It's fine. We're all fine.
I want to go to the smithy because I just like that word.
Sure.
It sounds
Yeah,
like
let's
the
go to the
nickname of
smithy.
a guy from Boston.
5780.
Let's go over to
But
Smithy.
also a guy who's he's really friendly and stuff, but you're just real worried he's a little racist and you just don't.
Yeah, you're all anticipating him saying
he's-
something that's just
He's
not
always
great.
just touching the border
just
there.
right there, and you're just a little worried.
Yeah.
And you don't, you I don't want to press because I like this guy, but you're it's one of these days.
You're gonna say
it's
something
come
and then I
out.
can't be your friend anymore.
Right.
Okay, smithy. At the end of the market row stands a low building with a gray slate roof and a thick chimney. The smithy. The
His
workshop
name
portion.
is Smithy.
The workshop portion of the building sports clapboard walls easily open to let in cooler air when the furnace is in use, while a brownstone annex hosts what you presume are living quarters, offices, storage, and other necessities of the smith's trade. A polished silver hammer hangs from the wrought iron signpost outside the front door, inscribed with Dunmore characters. A bronze plaque is set into the wall with the same legend written in the common tongue, Fiore Brightmall Smith. If 5 or less time has passed today,
Yes.
right? Read entry 7743.
basically come. That's the equivalent of being like, "You up?"
Yeah.
7. A hot wind blows around you as you duck into the workshop. The roar of the furnace is punctuated by loud clanging and the in and out of breathing of the bellows.
Is there any thwacking?
No thwacking. Just in and out breathing. Okay.
And clanging.
If this is your first time visiting this location while it is open, which it is,
It
right?
is, yeah.
Then read entry 5792. See, this is what they do when they don't have anything at this location. Is they make it like 4 different small
Right,
ones and
yeah.
make you go all around so you feel like you're doing a thing. I bet you the next one is like, buy a spoon and leave. 57.
But I don't want a spoon. I want a comb for my luxurious hair.
I'd do a runcible spoon.
What is that?
It's like a spork.
Oh, cool.
But
A fancy spork?
no, it's
Oh.
just a spork. It's just another word for spork.
The young
God damn
dwarf
it,
man.
Garfield.
The young dwarf man on the bellows pauses in his exertions, mopping his brow with a rag and staring at you with frank curiosity. The clanging continues for a few moments more until the smith puts down her hammer. Oh, cool. Her hammer. And leans back on her padded
Feminism.
stool. What is it, Brill? She calls. The apprentice on the bellows points in your direction, and the smith twists to glance at you. Ah, she says. New customers. Come closer and let me have a look. She lifts a glowing hot piece of metal from her anvil with the aid of a sturdy tongs and plunges it into a bucket of water at her side, then pulls it back out and sets the quenched work in progress aside. The smith is a sturdily built woman, simply dressed in a light white shirt and heavy leather smock. Her auburn hair is pulled back from her face in a tight bun, and her only ornament is a bright silver necklace around her neck with a subtle purple sheen. Fiore Brightmall, she says as you approach. Hand me my crutch, will you? You find her wooden crutch with a padded grip close by and offer it to her. She takes it, situates it under her left shoulder, and swings herself on her one good leg over to the edge of the workshop, away from the heat. Her right leg moves stiffly at her side. I know what you're thinking, she says. I must have some...
You've got one fucking leg.
I must have some great story of battling a troll to a standstill to go with my injury, but I'm sad to say I was born like this. Sorry to disappoint.
What the fuck,
Jesus
dude?
Christ.
I'm
Like,
sorry.
first of all, we live in like the dark fucking ages. Like every other person has some kind of awful defect that has nothing to do with fighting. It's like, why is your nose gun? You know, the leprosy. So like, probably we've learned to be polite enough to like not wonder. Like, wow,
No,
why are
right.
you?
Why would we be... We just killed a bunch of people with a rock. Like, why would we even be excited about it?
Also, like, just in modern day times, like, you see someone, like, who doesn't have a leg, we're not like, what the fuck happened to you? It's like...
Right, well, I've said that Fiora lives in a world where she feels like that's the first question everybody has.
Yeah.
She has to
Very-
disarm the situation
Right.
immediately.
Yeah.
Like,
Very ableist world.
She settles into a carved wooden chair and lays her crutch to the side. Welcome to my smithy. My apprentices and I can handle any work you need, or perhaps you'd like to browse my stock. I assure you, we Brightmalls are the finest smiths of the Dunmore Mountains. She grins and leans forward conspiratorially. And frankly, I'm better than most of those overproud duffers, too. Okay, read 4422. We're learning a lot about...
Learning a lot
Fiore.
about Fiore
Yeah.
and her one goddamn leg.
You know. Okay, 4422. Fiore directs your attention to her stockroom, which is directly adjoining the workshop and filled with useful items. Trivets and nails and horseshoes, of course, but also swords, daggers, coats of mail, a vicious-looking warhammer,
Yes!
Nice.
and a wide selection of other implements of the adventuring trade. Or I'm available for special commissions, of course, she adds, idly fondling her silver necklace.
Get hammer.
Yeah.
Take hammer.
Bozarth is. He's a journeyman. His rates are much more affordable than mine, she laughs. Purchase new equipment, which requires we each spend 25 gold. So that's 25 times.
Hammer for
6 of us.
Garfield.
We only have 20.
Well, we have 20, but we also have 100 in our community chest,
Right.
Okay.
as it were.
Can we spend all our money on a hammer for Garfield?
We can spend some of our money on a hammer for Garfield.
Contract. Oh no, we don't have a war room. A war rune. Not war room. War rune. Ask if there's anything you can do to help or leave the smithy.
Get hammer.
I kind of want to ask if there's
Kinda
anything
gotta
we
get
can
the
do to
hint.
help.
Like, do you have a liberal credit arrangement for us to buy this warhammer for Garfield?
So we can deplete all of our gold, because we all have 20, and then I can take 30 gold out of our community chest. We'd have 70 gold left total.
And it would just be one hammer?
I don't know, it says buy new equipment, 25 each.
Yeah.
So I think we'd all get something.
Okay.
That sounds like a good deal.
And-
I would like a big pot as
Yeah.
Martha Stewart that I could just hit people with.
Beat people
I
with
want a
that.
hammer that has spikes on it, so it's like when you hit someone, it crushes and slices.
Tenderizing.
I like
Yeah.
that.
It's a big
Yeah.
tenderizer.
And then you can put it in her
Into
big
lasagna.
stew pot
Yeah.
on the fire.
Right.
We
I
have
feel like Garfield is gonna get along with Martha Stewart if she's like, I've got a great
Stewart.
Stewart. I'm really sorry. Like she's just like, I have a great recipe for human meat lasagna, and Garfield's like, yes.
Well, no, here's the new plan. We go, we dig up the princess, we
Right.
tenderize her, we put her in the pot, we're good. We have the
Probably
mystery
pretty
solved.
tender. She's been around
Yeah.
That's
for
true.
a few days.
Yeah, she's probably a little
She's
fermented.
aged.
We can smash her up some more.
Yeah.
So we're buying it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everybody deplete your gold.
Well,
No
we
more
done
gold.
it.
Goodbye.
Okay,
gold.
1856. Where we at? Okay.
Somebody's.
Brill, why don't you lend a hand, says Fiore, and the young apprentice comes jogging over to escort you through the stockroom with his
Wait,
assistants.
Is this name Grill?
Brill.
Brill.
Like Bear Grylls put together.
Okay.
Nice.
With his assistants, you sample the wide variety of bucklers, bracers, blades, and bludgeons, and make your selection, choosing a variety of new enhancements to your arsenal.
Nice alliteration, assholes.
I'm very excited that you get that Warhammer. Okay, Mark 3 progress in combat training.
Oh, shit.
Hey!
Fuck yeah.
I inadvertently did what we wanted. Time passes, and this encounter is complete.
Dope.
So does Garfield get a Warhammer? Or?
Yeah, I think we get to decide what
Yeah,
we
we get
get.
to decide.
Is there a list?
Do they have like
No.
stats or anything?
Nah.
No.
What
We
does this
just have
even do
weathers
for
now.
us?
We
Advanced our combat
advanced our combat training, which
I
we'll get
see.
to Piak.
I thought you were going to say PF Chains for some reason.
So we get to Piak Jangs.
We get a PF. It took a turn.
We just get a couple of things for us all to share.
Yeah.
I'm not sharing my hammer.
No, once we fill up combat training, we get to pick a new skill. So
So we can just make up what weapon we have?
sure.
I'm going to write in revolver.
I wrote down war pot.
Good. Mine is hammer with big spikes.
Tenderizing
on
hammer.
A
It-
smelted copy
Or
of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves on VHS.
I want to have arrows, but that they have, like, the backward spikes so that you can't pull them out.
oh,
Oh,
barbed
barbed.
arrows. Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Barbs.
Nice.
That was that I could
Yeah.
That's ruthless. You ruthless bitch queen.
I am.
Okay, so we were just at the guard station.
Yeah,
We
and
went
the
to
smithy.
So we wandered this way to the smithy.
Mm-hmm.
Have we been to the dragon statues?
Oh, no.
I
We just passed by them. We
think
didn't
so.
go to there.
They just lightly
We went-
switching.
Yeah, we went from the guard station to the smithy. I'm going to run us back to the dragon statues.
Sure,
yeah,
man.
let's do it.
Okay.
Dragon statues, tell us your secrets.
Oh, okay. 2 massive dragon statues tower over the western road like an archway. One statue is carved from black stone, the other from white. And they are positioned to look as if they are dueling. The statues are the closest thing Dragonholt has to a town gate.
Are they holding pistols?
Is
No,
story
they're
point-
holding Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Alright, is it day 6?
No.
Is story point A4 marked? Is it day 3?
It's day 2.
This was a mistake.
Okay.
But now we know to come back tomorrow.
Yeah. Nothing of interest is happening here. This encounter is complete.
This is weird because
Aw.
it's like,
No
what
time passes or
the
anything?
fuck's gonna
No.
happen on day 3?
I just brought us to these stupid statues.
We'll
and
pick
we
another,
looked
because
for
you didn't make a
second.
decision yet, right?
Yeah, that's
pick
true.
another
We
location.
haven't been to the town hall, I don't think.
I don't want to.
That
So
might be
Village
a good
Hall.
idea.
We also
Oh,
have
Village Hall?
We've not been there. And we haven't been to one of the bars. I don't remember which one, though.
Or the bakery?
I
Have we been to the bakery?
Ooh.
I don't think we've been to the
Bakery.
Drunken Hog.
Okay, yeah, I think that's the one.
3500?
Anybody want to go
Alright,
Or
get
the
a
let's
Claire?
go to the Drunken Hog. I kind of want to get a Claire.
At the bakery?
At the
Okay,
bakery.
good. We'll do
Let's
that
go to the
later.
Bakery.
Alright, we're going to
Like
the
mid-afternoon snack.
The bakery's silver bell tinkles every few seconds as a patron comes or goes. Penny, the baker's young daughter, stands on a stool behind the glass counter, wearing the responsibility of her position like a badge of office.
What?
All right. There's like sentences where I'll read them several times. Like, yep, no, that's what they wrote. She takes quarters in payment. Dah, she bellows. Soup and bread. Coming up, he hollers back. The next customer asks for a loaf of honey bread, which Penny dutifully fetches from a basket at her side, and then you're at the front of the line. How can I help ye? She asks. Grisbeck stomps in from the kitchen with a steaming bowl of brown bread, torn open and filled with rich, chunky soup. He delivers the soup to a man with a wooden leg.
Yeah, we went to Panera.
Yeah, this is Panera. Then brushes flour off his apron and smiles approvingly at his daughter.
Can I have a BLT, please?
Well, there's get something to eat is one. Offer to help with the rush, we can pitch in. Give Penny a gift. Requires cloth doll.
Give her the fucking doll.
Hey, Penny, it looks like you need
Maybe it'll stop her from being
some
such a
love
meanie.
and luck.
That is, what a weird thing to do. We walk in, here, this is for you.
Alright, yeah.
I feel like you
you
need
need it.
this.
It looks like you're trying to do a career. How about a dolly instead?
It looks like you're trying to have it all, and instead you're like,
How
really
about-
just neglecting a part of your life. We can sense that. Here's this doll.
Yeah, how about you lean out?
Yeah.
How about you lean out a little
Does
bit?
your shoulder hurt from leaning it so much? Well, hang on. I'm confused about how old this kid is. Are we talking like a 5-year-old?
This is a 25-year-old woman that we're giving this doll
Who's
to.
managing a Panera.
Yeah, it looks like
in
you're really
Dragon Ball.
career-minded, so I can tell you've been neglecting your feminine side.
Enjoy this doll.
Here's a
Okay,
dolly.
no, this is not an adult.
Okay.
Oh.
Child.
You crouch down and offer Ursula's doll to the dwarf girl. She creeps forward, taking the doll from you as if she thinks this is some cruel joke. For
What
me?
the hell?
She
Kind
says,
of is.
"Oh, thank ye. I love her." She squeezes the doll tight and then lifts up her stuffed owl. Thegan Owl, meet your new friend.
She already had a
does
toy?
she have a name? She asked you. We have to lose the cloth doll and mark one progress in heroism.
Oh, does she have a name? Yeah, her name is,
Her name's fucking Lady. I don't know. What is her
Well,
name?
you tell her about Ursula
Her
and
name's
her mother,
Diane.
and how the doll was her friend when she was lonely. Penny nods, drinking in your story. Oh, yes, she says. I'll call ye Ursula then. She says to the doll. Oh, wait, here. She says to you and rushes out the door. You hear her feet clattering up a stair and then running about above you. And soon she's back holding a whirling shell in her hand. I found this, she explains, slightly out of breath. When we first came to Dragonholt, me and me. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's
When
been.
first it came to
She's-
Dragon
I think-
Ball,
I'm-
da
It's
and
been
me.
me good luck charm.
pretty
She
sure
nods.
she's Scottish.
I want
thought
you
she
to
was
have
She's
it.
God than me. That was
I thought it was Irish, but
It's
Listen.
something.
We are all
Shit.
thinking of way different things.
Alright, we gain a polished
Amazing.
shell, item J. Mark story points I7 and QO. Okay, we're doing this.
Okay.
you want to mark the space and I'll look at J?
Yeah, just make sure you keep it the.
Yeah.
Don't look at the fronts. What were the story points we had to mark?
I7 and Q5.
Me mum died of eclampsia, so me dad me run the store.
Me stuffed owl and me da run the
Also,
store.
time passes.
Yeah, it
This is
does.
a J? Yep, polished shell.
Polished shell. The shiny round shell was given to you by Penny. When you clutch it near your ear, you can hear the whispers of the spirits.
What?
That's
I don't know.
fucked
Here, you
up.
guys
Do
wanna
they
look at this
tell us
shit?
anything?
She
So
gave
wait.
us a ghost shell.
Yeah, she did.
Wait, that's mine,
got
right?
ghosts
We
in
could,
it.
so now we
Ours.
should try to see what
I
happens
like
to...
that David just takes it for himself.
It's
It's
mine.
my shell.
This is my haunted shell.
No, I mean it's the groups.
Oh,
Christ.
Wait, so we should now try to listen to Sonia and like tell us what happened.
Ooh,
And then
that's smart.
Time passed
Wow.
and the encounter is
I
complete.
think that's smarter than this game.
Yeah, what if we go to
We have too much faith in this.
what if we go to the tree where her body is and we just like knock on the tree and it's like, here, we're holding the shell up to our ear. Talk into the shell.
Okay, so we're done with the bakery?
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
productive.
I feel
That's
like
great.
the next logical place to go on the map is the apothecary, but I don't want to do that. because
Do we
Miriam's
not?
in there.
Let's go everywhere else.
Yeah, anywhere
Yeah.
but there.
We haven't been to the village
Let's go to
hall,
the
the
orchard.
drunken hog.
Let's go to the Drunken Hog.
Yeah.
We're getting
drinking.
day drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, we got
Have some Bloody Marys.
Yeah.
Get some mimosas. It's a brunch drink.
35.
We went from Panera to a brunch
Kind
place.
of a brunch, yeah.
We're like tourists that are trying to eat our way through a city.
Mhm.
The Drunken Hog is marked by no sign save a discarded oak hogshead. The building is low and square, its entrance sunken below the street and barred by a door black with grime.
We're gonna get
Do
murdered
we
here.
get it?
Yeah, or food poisoning.
Or it'll be a great time.
It's the best dive.
All
in
three of
Dragon
those
Hall.
things could happen.
What's the bleached guy's name with the...
Guy Fieri?
Thank you. We're going to meet him
We're gonna go.
in fantasy
We're about to
form.
descend into
Yeah.
Flavortown.
Have you guys seen him try to eat a giant hamburger?
Yes.
Isn't that like every episode? Or
No.
Well, it's a.
No, it's so when I say giant hamburger, I don't mean like, wow, this hamburger is impressively big. I mean like they cook a giant
Yeah.
hamburger, like the
Contest
burger-
size.
Yeah, like the burger patty is the size of a flapjack, yeah, like a big flapjack.
Just
Oh, no.
tears in his
Have
eyes.
you seen
Yeah.
the video montage of him eating things set to Johnny Cash
Yes.
covering Hurt? Yeah.
There is not a Guy Fieri video I have not seen.
That's another song that makes me cry.
Oh, yeah.
Hurt? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You should,
cover.
have you seen the Guy Fieri one? Then?
I'm gonna laugh and cry, and it'll be
Yeah.
great.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Its windows are greasy, waxed paper, and the entire building seems like it hasn't been cleaned since it
Is it
was built.
cracked
That's
yet?
very clear.
Fire
Seems
ants.
like
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay, this is day 2?
Yes, it is day 2.
Cool. An old human man is holding court by the hearth, his legs propped up on a stool as he gesticulates with his pipe. The leg, you see, is carved from wood and chipped and splintered in places.
What the fuck happened to your leg?
Whoa! What the fuck is that?
The hand holding the pipe is missing 2 of its
Oh
fingers.
my god.
Jesus
We
God!
got a big problem with the disabled old man.
Meanwhile,
we
a
don't
tall
take
man.
kindly to your kind around here.
Meanwhile, a tall man and a gnome are having what seems to be an old argument by the bar. If this is your first time visiting this location while it is open, read entry 6166.
Bet your ass it is.
The Drunken Hog's common room is long and narrow, its rafters too low, and its windows too high and small, and made of wax paper. The dim lighting and rushes on the floor hide what you judge from the smell is a terrible conglomeration of sick and mess and spilled ale. Ew!
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't have come here. None of the
Let's burn
patrons...
this place down.
Everfield's just getting all of this
Is there a
in
report
between his
option?
toe fur.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Call
later
the
when
health
he's
department.
like doing that thing that cats do where they
Yeah,
like pull
toe
at the
thing.
like between their
Yeah.
toes.
Yeah,
Ugh.
okay, to make this clear, he occasionally like pauses, sits down, and then licks his anus.
Yeah.
As cats do.
Yeah.
With his leg.
Have you
Say it straight
do you
up.
follow
Muscular-
that
muscular-
Instagram?
The sexy
Like cat,
Garfield?
no, cat leg straight up.
No.
It's literally an Instagram where all the photos are just cats with
Wow.
just their legs straight up.
Well, it's exactly like that, except the leg is fucking tree trunk.
Swole.
Yeah.
Swole as hell.
Just
I
not
feel-
muscle.
Just thick veins pumping powerful
Right.
blood
I feel
to
like
his quads.
this dive is where you go when you know you might get like hepatitis, but also the drinks are so cheap that you're like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna just power through.
Yeah, I mean, it goes on to say that none of the patrons seem in the least put out by the squalor, so yes.
It's a crack house.
Yeah, it's also
We're in
a crack house. Yeah.
Yeah.
The room is full of raucous celebration and surly solitary alcoholism in equal measure.
Yay!
Oh dear. Against the long east wall lies a counter of rough-hewn wood, as much palisade as bar. Okay. Yeah, I'm having the same thing where, okay, that is the sentence they wrote.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Like, it's as much of a pigeon as it is a street.
Behind it stands a gaunt orc woman, her cheeks marked with scars too regular to be accidental. Oh no.
She has
oh,
acne?
jeez.
Is that what that is?
I don't know. Either
What does
like,
that statement mean?
Too
Self-harm?
regular
sounds
to
It's
be
like
accidental.
getting really fucking dark. It's like alcoholics and like
She was
We're in a
flogged
trap
by
house
something?
that is, has a facade as a bar.
At the counter leans a tall human man with broken veins and the red flush of alcohol coloring his speech.
So is
Ew.
he bleeding to death? Or?
No.
No,
I think
he's
they
just
mean
got-
It's like
like
gin blossoms.
Oh.
yeah.
And like,
But that's
you know,
a really weird way to put it.
varicose veins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A short but heavily muscled gnome man perches atop a stool close at hand. They appear to be locked in an argument. I'm telling you, Thelga. Okay. There's no such thing as gnomes, says the human man to the orc. Isn't there one, like...
Like right there?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
literally, like, everywhere, right?
Yeah,
In
you're a
this
gnome.
town? Yeah.
Do you want to go introduce yourself and say, hello, I'm a gnome?
He's arguing with the gnome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Is this sort of like like something where it's like, I don't know, like they're having some kind of race argument where it's like, well, there's no like white race.
There's
Like,
no such thing as gnome. Yeah.
there's no such thing as white.
Let's find out. The orc woman raises an eyebrow
Gnome
and
is a
nods
state
her
of
head
mind.
toward the gnome. Right? Yeah, he's clearly a gnome, sitting right next to the human. That's a sentence. So what about Norman then? Oh, Norman. What's he?
Gnomon.
He even spells
Gnomon
his
Rockwell.
name with a G.
What?
Oh,
Don't
man.
you're okay.
G-N-O-R-M-A-N.
You're leaning into the
You're
stereotype.
doing a
Norman.
really bad joke, and then you explain the bad joke.
Uh-huh.
It's all
Within the
bad.
dialogue.
The gnome finishes his drink in one gulp. Yeah, man. How do you explain me sitting right here if gnomes don't exist? The human makes a face somewhere between offended and pity. Don't be so hard on yourself, Norm. Gnorm.
Oh, he's Norm.
Norm
in the
the
bar. Norm!
You're
Oh,
just
shit.
short. No reason to call yourself a gnome. He pats the gnome. Seriously, he has to be a gnome.
That's
I'm sort of done with these gnome jokes. Norman brushes the human hand aside. Gnome isn't an insult. It's my race, he exclaims, shaking his head. All right, what about Sapphire? Or the new girl, Sapphire's niece. Oh, dear. He trails off, snapping his fingers for a moment. Miriam.
Everywhere. She's everywhere.
It's fucking infected
I
this
also
whole
like how
place.
this is like straight up propaganda about like, no, race is very real, people. Race is extremely real, and anyone who tells you race is just a social construct is wrong, and they're offensive.
Miriam, corrects the orc woman. Have we been fucking that up?
No, it's Miriam.
That's Miriam.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we've been saying it. Thank
The human man looks almost shocked. Who? The little one that just came to town and won't shut the fuck up? She can't be more than a decade old. What are you on about? I swear, Reginald, you're just impossible to deal with. He slaps 2 coins on the bar. I need another drink, Thelga. This idiot is too much. The orc woman behind the bar chuckles and pours him another mug of ale, then pockets the coins. Okay, we have some options. We can either eat, drink, and engage in tavern banter, which requires us to spend 5 gold, or we can leave the drunken hog.
I like us like hearing this conversation and then immediately.
We're like, no.
Okay, so I think we all shake our heads in unison and
just
walk
walk out.
away.
Yeah.
So wait, does that mean Miriam's 10?
No, she's not. She's an adult. This guy thinks
This guy's
like
an
He's just being a dick.
Oh, okay.
he's being an idiot. But it's great because it's like.
He's just racist against gnomes.
He's a gnome.
But like, is it racism?
It's a gnome denier.
Yeah.
Is it? I feel like it's less racist to be like, no, you're not a separate race. We're all the human race. Although in this,
But then
Yeah,
that's
in this
denying
case,
the
it's denying
experience
our
of
experience.
the gnome.
yeah, that's sort of like saying I don't see your race.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this- yeah.
This is not a good game to try to explore the extremely complex issues of race.
Yeah, I really hope they don't try to tackle racism too much in this.
Yeah, that was like the only bit of it.
So, have we been to the shrine? We've been to the shrine, right?
We meditated
We did,
there,
yeah, we
right?
meditated,
At the
yeah.
end of our
Yeah.
day.
That's how we
Seems
ended
like
our
should
day.
It really seems like we should just go back to the orchard at this point.
What about the
We've
willow?
exhausted everything else. Let's go pick some more.
I
Have
don't
we
think
been to
we've
the
been there.
Willow Grove?
Oh no, we
No,
only
no,
went to
we
the
haven't
place
there.
with the swollen fruit.
The village hall and the apothecary shop are the places that we haven't.
And we're holding off on the apothecary shop as long as possible.
We're gonna have to
We
go
haven't
to
been
the
to the
apothecary.
Village Hall?
No, we haven't.
Well, I feel like we should either go there or the Willow Grove.
I mean, you're up.
Where would Garfield
Where
go?
would Garfield go?
Well,
Get inside Garfield's mind.
I don't know.
WWGG.
I guess like fucking some trees up would be good.
Get
Ah,
some
yeah.
nice scratches.
Some little scratchies.
So we both went
get us the little scratchies in. Okay, 17.
Dull those claws a little bit.
Yeah. No, it sharpens.
It's gonna hone them.
Okay. Willow Grove. The road leading south out of the village splits around a large grove of willow and oak trees. Well, why not call it the Willow and Oak Tree Grove, you fucks? The villagers...
Oak deniers.
There's no such things as oaks. The villagers seem to treat the grove as a sort of park or meeting spot. Yes, where all the teens kiss and shit.
Garfield likes to watch from the bushes.
I like to watch.
Just breathing heavily through his mouth.
As teens kiss and smoke cigarettes incorrectly.
Yes, young love.
Just sitting there purring.
Night Moves is playing.
Ye old Bob Seger.
There are almost always children playing among the trees or families.
Oh no, we misjudged.
Enjoying the sun and the breeze. Alright, if it is day 2 and exactly 2 time have passed today.
Nope.
If it is day 5.
No.
If it is day 6.
Nope.
Otherwise. 1370. I think this is going to be a shit one.
It is day 2, but more than
it's
2
past
times.
2 times, yeah.
I want to know what we missed, though.
Yeah,
I don't know.
What
Maybe it was
specific-
something in the journal or something. I don't know. Something from another location that we didn't visit yesterday.
We didn't do it though. We fucked up.
We did. We fucked that right up.
Gosh darn it.
The road, if a wagon track that is simply 2 ruts running through the grass can be called that. Just, God. Runs south out of Dragonholt and marches past the mill. Alright, if it runs, then you don't say it marches. You don't know how to construct a sentence. Okay. Visible in the distance as a leaning stone tower. Like, who wrote this? Like, Thomas Friedman? Okay. Beyond the mill, hills pile atop one another, purpling with distance. Beyond the mill, hills pile atop one another, purpling with distance as they reach towards the sky.
No.
No.
Mountains growing bulbous and purple.
Purpling.
The heads of the mountain, purpling.
Oh no.
Spelling out like bulldog cheeks.
Alright. So we have, do we have a story point B1 marked?
No.
Well, then we just turn to the village.
Oh god.
This is a big fucking waste.
Let's
I mean,
bite the bullet.
we all collectively imagined purpling mountains, so at least we have that shared experience.
I guess.
Yeah, I think we need to go to the apothecary. I feel like
Okay.
that's just where the
Yes.
next...
So you didn't even get to make a decision.
I didn't get to do shit.
Alright, so pick another thing, because you didn't get to flip your
Thanks.
thingy.
Yep. Apothecary and Village Hall.
Oh,
Go to
God.
the village hall.
Village Hall.
Save.
We're just postponing the inevitable. And we have to see Miriam again.
Maybe we can kill Miriam?
I'm gonna say we'll go to the apothecary when we're ready to burn it down.
Yeah. That'll burn really fast. It's like a meth lab.
Okay, Village Hall. Oh my God! If 5 or less time has passed... Oh, wait.
That's true.
That's true. Oh, thank Christ. Okay, read the entry below that corresponds to the current day. Are we day 2?
It's day 2.
A stout man with his thumbs hooked through a brightly colored sash is arguing with the town clerk.
So a pirate?
Surely you can find a space for me, he blusters. Why, I've never been so insulted. I'm sorry, sir, sighs the town clerk, an almost colorless man in a brown tunic.
He's transparent. He looks like one of those cave lizards. Or deep sea fish.
His eyes are grown over with skin. All of the spots for tomorrow's market have already been claimed, but I'm sure you can display your wares outside the market street and you'll find plenty of business.
It's Market Street's something we haven't gone to, right?
Where?
No.
There's a market.
Yeah,
for tomorrow's market.
There's a market
probably
street.
want to find that tomorrow.
Yeah.
First, early on or something, because I'll probably be like, if more than one time has passed, you don't get the secret key.
Too late in the day. Go take a nap.
All the apples.
There's
mess-
no more hummus left.
No more hummus! The message board reinforces the clerk's mention of the market tomorrow and also invites one and all to a village bonfire tomorrow night. Where?
Ooh.
Where is this? Tell me where.
Don't
Signed.
I guess in the village, probably the village hall or the village green.
All right.
Yeah.
Or when we set the apothecary on fire.
Right.
That's-
Y'all want
That's
to come
the
to a bonfire tomorrow?
There's a posting offering a shop for sale, slightly damaged with the word sold written across it in bright red paint.
Yeah.
It's
gotta be Mario.
The bonfire probably will happen late at night, so it'll probably have to be more time will pass, right? Because
In
you don't
the
do
evening.
bonfires in the middle of the day.
I mean,
Yeah, it'll be in the evening.
But then
at
the
least,
market
probably.
is early.
mood strike. So yeah, we go to the market street early in the
Right.
morning, and then
Right.
Look how we're planning our day.
well, this day's a fucking waste.
It's just us wandering around.
Guys, we need an itinerary.
You really got to know the town today.
You notice a weathered page that states a reward for a passing hero who can help with a goblin infestation. Goblins are like humanoids, like it's infested with goblins. It's so weird.
Yeah, but like, do you care?
But yeah, like,
I guess
let's
not.
go
Care?
kill some
We
goblins.
can kill some
So we
goblins.
can do
Make
something.
some coin, or
Yeah.
so we can buy
The
hummus tomorrow.
Yes. Garfield, you got to use your new hammer.
yeah,
That's
the
true.
meat smasher.
How many goblins you can squish?
You notice a weathered page that states a reward for a passing hero who can help with a goblin infestation. The hero is to report to Guy Fieri Bright Mall at the Smithy.
Oh, cool.
So, if this is your first
Oh, we
time
go back to
visiting
the
this
Smithy.
location while it's open, read entry 3367. The town clerk coughs politely to catch your attention, though at first you can't see him because he nearly blends in with his environment, seeing as he's entirely
He's transparent.
You can see the beating of his heart and the blood pulsing through his translucent veins.
Have you seen the film Hollow Man?
Then
A Kevin Bacon classic.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was the how I saw it in my head, and I couldn't remember what it was from. Thank you.
Then he steps forward and introduces himself. His voice is wispy like cobwebs and old people sex. Hello, he says. My name is Marks. I serve as the clerk for all village business. He smiles an anemic little smile. Dude, this is canon. And tugs on his brown tunic. You just came into town with that orc woman, no? No.
No?
No? You just came into town with that orc woman, no? I'm going to read everything as Kermit the Frog, and if story point F7 is marked,
No, it's not.
read entry 5729. You confirm that, yes, you've just come into town. I'm not doing that.
No. That was a bold decision, though.
That was
Yeah.
good.
Right.
Actually, maybe I'll just do it for his stuff.
For his voice.
Just for his
I
voice.
can be Kermit the Frog.
I can be Kermit the Frog. Good, yes, glad to hear it. How was your journey? Uneventful, I trust. You mentioned that the bandits on the road and the clerk sighs. Blast those bandits. I hope our ladyship...
Oh, we did.
I cry again. Because I blasted the bandit.
He did with a giant rock.
I hope her ladyship does something about them, and soon.
No, she's hiding in the fucking library.
Yeah.
You also mentioned the fallen trees blocking the road, and he cocks his head. Oh, yes, this is exhausting. Oh, yes, well, we cannot have that. The road is our main source of trade with the outside world. He shuffles into a side
The
office.
road's our main source of road.
Piled high with ledgers and pamphlets and historical records, and flips through stacks of official-looking papers. Eventually he finds one he likes and scribbles out a missive, then marks it with a heavy pewter seal. That will do, he says, tucking the document away. We must clear that road as soon as we can. This encounter is complete. I don't understand.
I'm glad that we did something
we
like
didn't mark
good
any
for the town.
story
We don't mark anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's...
We reported their blocked road.
So we're gonna go to the not the apothecary. We're gonna go back to the smithy after this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll what time is it?
Get some
It is-
goblins.
It's still evening, so she might still be open. Fucking fuck some goblins up.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck.
Guy Fiore.
I dropped my buddy
Dwarf
buddies.
Fiore.
All right, so we're basically back to Fury in the storeroom. Basically asking us if we want to purchase new equipment, ask if there's anything you can do to help, or leave the smithy. That's it. There's nothing about the goblins. I guess if we
Well,
can...
no, ask if we
Anything
can
we can-
help.
All right, we're gonna ask if we
Guessing
can
is what
help.
that is.
I hope.
We're gonna ask.
I like Fiore.
Mhm.
I want to help her because she's got like a complex about her leg, and
Yeah.
people are mean to
Yeah.
her.
It's clearly...
Have
Maybe
some
right by her.
confidence.
You want to help? Fury asks her out surprised. You understand that my apprentices actually pay me, right? She reaches for her crutch and stands. But I'm sure I could find something useful for you to do. If story point B1 is marked, which I think we just did, right? No, fuck, we didn't. God damn it.
We did B3.
Wait, so that story thing didn't do anything about the goblin stuff?
Yeah,
What the
I
fuck?
don't know.
I feel like, yeah, maybe we missed something.
I feel like we had to miss something.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what would really help, she says, stomping toward a rack of shells and papers. There's a silver mine south of here past the Willow Grove. I'd like to get it reopened, but there's a small goblin problem. You wouldn't know any adventuring heroes that have some free time, would you? Fiore looks you up and down before she rummages through a shelf full of old papers and forgotten work requests. She crosses to a large table and unrolls an old map, yellowed with age, and delicately places weights on the sides. This is a map of the silver mine, she says. It's said to be the richest in the region, but it was abandoned during the war when all the workers were pressed into military service.
It started Irish, went like Mexican, and then like was kind of vaguely like Indian a little bit near the end.
Trying to do Scottish, but it's like turning,
Wow.
it's turning into red.
Now it kind of sounds like Surfer Dude, like, yeah, there's like, there's a silver mine, brah.
Silver mine, bra.
It's a Nar silver mine.
Nara silver, bra. You nod, absorbing information, and Fury continues. After the war, we discovered goblins had taken to living in the mines. With so many of our workers killed or injured in the war, we didn't have the forces to evict the squatters immediately. Now there are so many of them. There's not much we can do.
Okay, that was Scottish. That
Kinda.
last sentence went there.
Yeah. You inquire if there's anything else you'll need to know before you go, and Fury nods grimly. Here's where the rooster becomes the cockatrice. She sighs.
What? Cockatrice? What does that mean?
It's like
It's a little parrot.
beast, isn't it? Yeah,
It's
some kind of
it's
mythic.
a chicken with
Snake, right?
that turns you to stone.
Yeah. I feel like it has lizard parts.
I thought
Yeah,
that was a
probably.
basilisk.
Oh, yeah. It's like a snake with chicken bits.
Sweet. Like chicken
Essentially a
bits.
two-legged dragon or serpent-like creature with a rooster's head.
Chicken
Oh,
bits. We had the area scouted. The scout said there's one goblin who seems to be leading the others. A great big one, too. She gestures to the main entrance to the mines. Goblins have fortified the main path, but here, she points at an emergency access tunnel, is well concealed. If the goblins know about it, they seem to give it only minimal attention. That's your route in. You look at the map, casting your eye along the twisting passages. The mine is a model of efficiency, with the vast majority of the mine dedicated to work, and only a few rooms set aside for alternate purposes. Cat is going apeshit.
She loves that shit.
She's like, yeah, let me at him.
Two rooms catch your eye, the pipeworks and the blastworks. I'm going to pass this along since both Katie and I have already made decisions.
Okay.
Make your choice.
I mean, we'd want to know about the blastworks, probably, right? Or pipe. Blastworks.
You want to get your pipes blasted, bruh?
Tubular.
Get bruh.
Those are areas meant for storing and mixing blasting powder.
There you go.
An alchemical compound that was used to excavate large areas of solid rock. I know rooms like that are a fair number of safety features in place to keep the contents as stable as possible, but you'll never know how well something like that really works. Well, possibly one trained in the alchemical arts might know.
Me!
But I couldn't say for
Or
sure.
Miriam.
Or me!
The one thing I can tell you for certain, she stares at you dead serious. Leave your lantern outside the room. She holds that piercing stare until you emphatically agree.
1534. That's fine. Fiore nods. Follow the southern road out of our village past the willow grove. If you stay on that road, you can't miss the mine. And one last thing. She looks at you seriously. The mine has been abandoned for years, and I highly doubt the goblins have improved things. Take care while you're down there, and consider your actions well. It's a very unstable environment. Fiore sighs. But remember, we want the mine whole. It would cost the country a fortune to excavate the tunnels again. We'll pay you part of the reward up front to cover expenses. She drops a heavy pouch of coins on the table.
Fuck yeah!
You gain 50 gold.
God damn!
Let's not do it.
Yeah, let's just take the money. Take the money and go. You'll get the rest of the reward after you've reclaimed our mine, says Fiore with a laugh. She claps you firmly on the back. Don't let us down. A. Mark story point B1. Time passes. This encounter is complete.
I want to make it clear the only reason to go to the mine is so we can, like, murder living creatures.
We'll surely get something out of it.
Underground.
It's the primary reason, though, is the,
We're gonna murder them for money, though.
Right.
And so Garfield can
Money.
eat them.
And these goblins, which, from what we've heard, aren't actually hurting anyone. They're
No.
just living there.
They're interfering
Squatting.
with capitalism.
Yes.
It's like if a bunch of homeless people squatted in a mall and we wanted to open the mall back up.
You would kill them.
Gotta kill the homeless
You gotta
Murder
kill
all
them.
with a hammer.
I think we're just delaying the inevitable that we have to go to the
Is
apothecary.
it? If we go south in the northern road, does it become the southern road? Is that dumb?
I don't know.
No, it's like how it's like northwestern.
What day is it?
That's true.
It's day
It runs
two.
north to south.
Right.
The eastern road runs east to west, right?
Right.
You'd think.
Alright, the walls of the apothecary shop are still darkened by soot and burnt wood, but you see the front door and its frame have been replaced. The boards that previously covered the front window have been replaced by a tarp. If 0 or 1 time has passed today, that's not true. If 3 or more time has passed today.
It's 3 or more.
Please don't be Miriam. Please don't be
7,
Miriam.
8, 4, 2.
We
Please
find
don't be
Miriam in the back room with a dagger in her skull.
And then we're all sad because we didn't get to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, this is gonna be what it's gonna be. It's gonna be, you see Miriam huffing and puffing, putting decorations up and stocking shelves.
We have to help her put together IKEA furniture that is actually.
She's like, oh good, you're here, you can help me. Option 1, help Miriam. Option 2, help Miriam with a song.
None of them has drowned Miriam in a bathtub.
Or set the
Sadly.
apothecary on fire.
God damn it.
Burn the building down.
Oh no!
You hear hammering from within the shop.
I fucking called it.
You hear an Allen wrench dropping on the wood floor constantly.
As you look in through the door, you see Braxton pounding nails into the floor. Miriam stands close at hand, holding the next nail ready. Stacks of lumber lie piled against the walls, and tools are scattered everywhere. Ready, says Braxton, pausing, and Miriam bends down and places the nail point down against the floorboard.
Smash your hand, smash your hand,
Fucking
smash your
Never a
hand.
chance, Braxton. Make it
In
look like an
line
accident.
with the joint, see, she says, the nail is going through the board, and it needs something to bite into the other end. She holds the nail steady while Braxton lifts her hammer. Come on, Braxton.
Smash your hand, smash your hand.
Be the hero we want you to be.
Right in the temple, Braxton. It's where the skulls of
I mean, if
Sloth
we
is.
all dive in all at once, we startle them enough.
I'm imagining,
It can happen.
okay. Yeah, I'm imagining for this next part that the music is swelling and Braxton's like sweating and looking at because the next thing is, oh, says Braxton, laying her hammer down, company. So I imagine she saw, she was like, oh. She nods over her shoulder at you, and Miriam bounces to her feet.
Oh.
Hello, says Miriam. Welcome to Miriam's mortar and pestle.
God.
She scrunches her face up and sticks out her tongue.
Nope.
I like how I
No, I
called
hate
this
that.
100%.
Miriam's mixing. You, worse, Braxton laughs, and Miriam nudges her with her foot. Well, you come up with something. No, I have perfect faith in you, says Braxton.
This is why you have a business plan.
Sex
Yeah.
with Miriam must be phenomenal, because why else is Braxton still hanging out with Miriam?
Oh man.
So we can either... I know which one would... We can either offer to help with renovations or leave Marion and Braxton to their work. Is there any story we can get into here? Like, this is...
Let's do it. Let's help them, guys.
I mean,
I don't...
where else? If we left, where would we go?
Yeah.
We've been
The
everywhere,
road
right?
to try to find the goblins, but we'd have to
Work is more fun when you turn it into a game.
If you see,
We can go pick apples.
we can always go pick apples or go meditate at the shrine.
I mean, we can, if we help her, we might get some experience.
Yeah, let's just fucking help her.
61.97.
I feel like we
Goddamn
should have
idiot.
equity in this business.
We
Yeah,
really
clearly.
should. We dragged her ass through the forest.
She's gonna be doing stuff like, that bathroom is for customers only. Are you a customer? You got to buy something.
Yeah.
Just Tommy Lee Jones is exasperated.
Miriam leads you to the supply of tools. If you could help cut some of these boards to length, that would be very helpful, thank you, she says. But keep your name suggestions to yourself. I'll think of one. It'll be great.
No, it won't.
She returns
Go
to
ahead and hand
Braxton.
me that saw, Miriam.
It's like V is for vape is like the type of name that she comes
Vape
up
escape.
with.
She turns to Braxton as you use a length of string, a piece of chalk, and a handsaw to measure and cut lengths of board. Miriam continues to coach Braxton through the process of hammering the boards in place,
Jesus
lingering
God.
by her side
She
far
knows how to
after it's
hammer.
clear that Braxton has understood the nuances. They're really going into this.
Yeah.
This is a game for entertainment.
Time passes.
That's
so Mark,
it?
time
That's it?
passing. No, there's more.
We just watch.
Occasionally, when they don't think you're looking, you see Miriam rest her hand on Braxton's shoulder or the back of her neck, or Braxton smile shyly at the gnome.
Oh my
They
god,
They're fucking.
Well,
This is
yeah.
all fucking.
Oh, I'm so happy.
No, like,
This is
we
all
knew that,
foreplay.
right? Like, you're not, you're
knew.
surprised.
I mean, I just didn't think they'd ever outwardly say it.
Yeah, they're totally fucking.
Not a lot is said until they seem to remember you're there, and Miriam clears her throat and marches across the room to gather more nails.
Miriam's getting laid, and I'm sitting here
Yeah.
just with
Nah.
my 35-year-old hair.
Miriam's getting laid by a really, like, strong, badass lady.
No, but I'm serious. Like, Miriam has to be, like, a sex wizard. Because
Yeah.
otherwise...
Oh, yeah.
Some potion
she's
shit
using
She's
going
a
on.
sex
Alchemy,
apothecary.
Well, hang on
Right.
though. Braxton's an orc, right?
Yeah.
So Braxton's like 7 feet tall.
She's much
Miriam's
larger.
like a foot
She can
tall.
get inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those little hands.
Oh,
Get
no.
all animalistic with it.
I just realized that people listening won't know what I just did with my hand. Imagine a tiny hand just rubbing a G-spot very consistently.
with a little, with like a miner's light.
Yes. And some
I got like an elbow on the bottom and the top is hanging out.
She's got like a car jack to keep it.
The mechanics of sex between them is so weird.
She hangs like a little sign, like gnome at work.
Oh, no.
Oh, I will never get the vision. Oh my god. Okay. So there are
Guys, we have some options here. I know what the one we're taking is. We can either ask Miriam where she learned carpentry. We can ask Braxton what she does besides helping Miriam.
I think we just found out.
We can ask Miriam and Braxton about their relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find out about
Finally, something
The
about
weird
this
sex.
day.
Flip your fuck token, Dave.
Oh, right. That was a decision, wasn't
Yeah, yeah,
it? Okay. It's 9-5. Let me make sure.
Flip that fuck over.
yeah. Flipping that butt coin.
9-5-3-2.
how do you bone? How do
Wait,
you
you're making
bone?
me read this?
I mean, I guess I know how. Yeah, I guess I can keep.
Well, the next decision that gets made is gonna
Oh, okay.
be.
All right, I lost my token.
It's probably on
No,
the
it's
ground.
right there.
Oh my god.
We've got
Which
6
number am I
tickets to Bone Theater,
Oh, 9-5-3-2.
and the curtain is about to raise.
Miriam turns bright scarlet, and Braxton just laughs. What do you mean, our relationship?
You fucking!
asks Miriam. What's that supposed to mean? I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about. If story point W7 is marked...
It is not.
Oh, fuck.
2128.
Do we not know them well enough to ask this question
guess
yet?
not.
Is that what the fuck that means?
We have been avoiding this.
That's true.
That's true.
21.
But, like, we went through something together.
Yeah.
With the bandits.
We saved Miriam's life.
Yeah.
We can ask her about her boning habits.
Are
That's the deal.
Are you throwing it in the Zork? Is that what's going on here?
I think I might, says Braxton, beaming. She reaches into her shirt and withdraws a glimmering
her
silver
breast.
necklace. Oh, that relationship, says Miriam. Miriam asked me to marry her, says Braxton, grinning like she's drunk.
Wow, Braxton is...
Wow.
We get to see a softer side of Braxton.
Mhm.
She's very
Not
taken.
the softest
You can
side.
do
No.
better,
Only
Braxton.
Miriam
Better.
sees the softest side of Braxton.
Like I know the sex with Miriam is mind-blowing, but she could still be your side chick.
Yeah. You don't have to have that in your life all the time.
Yeah.
Although, is it not a gigolo-y type of situation? Although, I think that, like, Braxton's getting the best sides of all of it, because she gets paid and she gets fucked.
I think we have to just face the truth that Braxton actually likes Miriam's
Yeah.
personality.
Enjoys her
Company.
company.
Wants a girl.
Guys, it gets saucy in a second.
Oh, sweet.
Do we get to watch him?
Is her boob actually out?
No. And Braxton said yes, says Miriam, stepping forward to wrap her arms around her fiancé's legs.
What the fuck?
And then climbs up.
That is not
Lots of
like.
fun in there.
I feel like when you have this kind of thing where you have a really huge size difference, like you don't point that out a lot. I think it's weird.
Braxton crouches down and kisses the gnome on top of the head.
No.
I enjoyed that lunch very much, my dear.
Oh,
We should do it
shit.
again sometime. What?
Oh.
What lunch? I don't want
Lunch?
to know.
What did you eat?
Why not? Says Miriam. We have the rest of our lives. Read entry 7762.
Or do they?
That would be amazing if, like, someone just came in and just, like, stabbed Braxton.
Right.
And we're like, no!
While this is all going on, like, Garfield's in a corner just slowly trembling with rage.
With the boards cut and the floor in good shape, you start paneling the wall.
Wait, we just go back to work.
I guess.
Okay.
In the front room. Braxton brings a basket full of straw and you tuck it in. You tuck it into the space between the beams as insulation. Better than nothing, Miriam agrees. I'll probably want to hang some blankets or tapestries or something come winter. Braxton nods. It sounds like you want to make it very cozy. Well, I'll be here a while, says Miriam, smiling at the orc, so why not? You each lose 1 stamina.
What? From hanging tapestries?
Do we get anything?
Time passes. If 6 or more time has passed today... Has 6 or more time passed?
Oh, yeah.
You said 1 stamina?
Yes. Although, I mean, really, it was probably more than that.
Yeah.
I feel exhausted,
Yeah.
having learned as much as we learned.
Yes.
7199.
I want there to be like a red wedding where all of the Garfield family come up
Shows
and just
up.
like
Murder.
it's Garfield and Heathcliff and like
Riff Raff.
yeah and Top Cat and
Top Cat.
like
All incredibly swole.
right.
But also, like, Marmaduke's there for some reason, too.
Marmaduke. No, Marmaduke's totally there. Like
Yeah. Buff as shit.
buff
Oh, yeah,
as
he
shit. And they all just murder everything, everyone. It's not political.
It has nothing to do with anything, just throats being slashed.
Okay. There's a flare and a hissing crackle as Miriam lights a lantern, and you realize that you've been struggling to see in the dark for the past few minutes. The sun has set. That's a great day's work. What do you say, Braxton? Should we head back to the Swan for dinner? Dinner and a bath, I think. Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Very saucy. Says
Sounds
Braxton,
like
stowing her
bath.
tools.
Would you like to be my loofah, Miriam?
Oh, that. She just clutches a little bar of soap.
thank you for your help, she says to you. You'd be welcome to join us for dinner and bath time.
What?
Whoa! What?
That's not in... No. Not the bath, though, says Miriam. No, that's... No. Braxton looks at Miriam with a quizzical disbelief, but the gnome only smiles and sticks her tongue out at the orc. This encounter is complete.
I don't like
Going in the bath.
Does Marion
All
want
right.
to swing?
Yeah, they swing.
It's like it's a communal bathroom though. Like
Is it?
that's because it's at the
Swan?
inn, right? So I'm assuming it's like they're taking up all the hot water in the bathroom to fuck.
Yeah,
Well, they're
just
like
fucking in
other
that
people.
tub that everybody else has to use.
You just
Yeah.
hear this grotesque sloshing.
The next person that gets it sounds like, somebody fucked in this tub!
It's so slippery in here.
God damn it!
There's a drowned gnome in this tub.
Our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can follow him on Twitter at @thecorlew, Corlew, and find more music at shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our artwork is produced by Justin Brown. You can follow him on Twitter at @JustinTBrown, and find more of his artwork at artnessbyjustinbrown.com and justinbrown.info.